Hey there guys, it's Marlena Burton, and I wanted to share something with you really quickly. I've shared this with people. It's called the Freedom Essay, and the author is unknown, but I've shared it with people in the past, and they said that it's made a huge difference in their mindset. Years and years ago, I prayed for some help for my finances, and lo and behold, had no idea that network marketing would be the answer to my prayer. I had been to a lot of direct sales parties, yet nobody ever talked about the freedom and the lifestyle that network marketing could give you. So I want to share this with you, and hopefully it's a wake-up call. When I worked in home health, the elderly patient said, "Sweetheart, the golden years aren't quite so golden, so enjoy life now." And thank God I've only ever had one full-time job in my lifetime. And so here we go, the Freedom Essay. A networker says he attended a meeting. He was on his way out and wasn't interested until the gentleman giving the presentation shared this with him. He says it changed his life. He keeps it posted by his computer, and you wouldn't believe his income today. Freedom. Within the United States of America is a large industrial city that is the site of one of the world's largest slave labor camps. Located in and around the city are community settlements where the slaves live. Each morning the slaves move like herd from their quarters into the slave labor camp. Each one is at his or her station by 7:30 a.m. Here they report to their master for their day's duties, and here they remain chained until 5 p.m. when they're released to go home. The slaves have no choice as to how many hours they must labor. Sometimes they are required to work overtime until their master tells them they may leave and go home. Each year, the slaves are told when to take their vacations, for how long, and when they must return. They have little choice as to how much money they earn, as they are paid not what they're worth, but what the job is worth. They are allowed very little time for lunch and coffee breaks during their labor hours. The slaves will remain in their chains in great fear because the master can punish them with the firing or layoff whip. It is said that even some of the older slaves who have been good and faithful have felt the sting of the whip. Day by day, year by year, the slaves toil and grow older until the master decides it's time to release them to the retirement camps, where they're forced to sit idle and wait for death. It's a well-known fact that the old slaves who try to keep working are sometimes whipped with a stop their pension whip. I know these slave camps exist, for I once was a slave, but now I am free, who lives among the slaves. The reason I am free is because I am in business for myself as a network marketer. Yes, I am truly free. I arise in the morning, called for by my schedule. I decide my own hours. I can even sleep in late while the slaves are at work. I can vacation when, where, and for how long I please. I'm free to take my coffee break and lunch break when I decide. And of course, I can decide my own paycheck because I am not a slave. I can choose to work when and where I please and with whom I please. I'm free to stay in the city for as long as I want, or to move on to greener pastures if I decide to. I've seen many slaves sadly pack their belongings to leave their city in search of a new master. But it's always the same. There is, however, a ray of hope for the slave. He or she can buy their own freedom. This cost is not high, yet it seems high to those who do not have the courage to pay the price. What is the price? One must be willing to be their own master. So, there's nothing wrong with the job, but is that your decision? You see, most people are in the 40-40-40 club and they think that that's their only solution. The 40-40-40 club is to work 40 hours a week for 40 years and attempt to retire on 40% of what you couldn't live on when you were working. And so I simply want you to be aware that you have a choice. Thank you so much. God bless you. Bye for now.